Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today, we, the members of Group 1, will be presenting on topic question 1 regarding microadventure. Let's first read the question. Present the benefit and advantages of the concept of microadventure. Try to relate it to the current situation of COVID-19 and how this activity can be spread more widely. Before that, let me introduce you to my team members. Hi, my name is Mohd Iskandar. After me, Ehsan and Aiman will be presenting on the benefit and advantages of microadventure. And then, Aidil will take over and explain on the effect of COVID-19 on doing activities on the current situation. Then, Haritherran, Danial, and Harith will explain on other topics including how to overcome the effects, the types of microadventure, and how to bring the communities together with the activities. Finally, Muhammad Ali Ashraf will wrap up the session. So, what is microadventure? Is it like an adventure for ants? No, I'm just joking. But for real, what is microadventure? Let's see. The Humphreys from the manual said that a microadventure is an adventure that is short, simple, local, cheap, yet still fun, exciting, challenging, refreshing, and rewarding. So basically, microadventure is a small adventure that can be also beneficial to us. So let's see what this is all about.
Thank you, Iskandar, for that wonderful introduction. So I will be explaining the benefits of microadventure. One of the benefits of microadventure is that we can control our body weight. The microadventures require high amounts of energy in order to execute them. Hence, the body will transform the carbohydrates or sugar in our body in order to gain the energy required to execute them. The second one is to regulate blood flow. During said adventures, the body will pump more and more blood to our body parts in order to deliver the oxygen required to transform the energy from our body parts. So the high increase in blood flow will cause the blood clots to be unclotted, and therefore blood circulation is improved. The third one is to relieve stress and improve mental health. After these microadventures, a chemical is produced in our brains called the endorphins. The endorphins will make us more relieved and feel better about ourselves and can reduce the amount of stress that we have. Thank you, that is all from me.
Now I'm going to explain about the advantages of microadventures. Microadventures is a flexible activity in a sense that it can be done with a group or solo and allows the individual to choose the location, duration, and overall scope of the adventure. This leaves a room for more options in case plans needed to be changed, and it is also an activity that is simple to be done or achieve since it does not require a lot of time, skill, money, or experience to start a microadventure. It can be done anywhere since microadventure is defined as an overnight outdoor adventure that is small and achievable for normal people with real lives. Microadventures can be done basically anywhere and everywhere, from camping in a deep forest or pitching a tent in your backyard. There are variety types of microadventures. Microadventures aren't limited to just camping or sleeping outdoors. It ranges from changing the way a person's way of commuting to swimming in a river or in a lake. It is also an affordable and cheap activity that is lenient depending on what kind of microadventure the person is planning to do. It also means no specialized gear is required, and travel costs are trivial or non-existent, and only minimal amount of provisions are needed for the outing. This can prove to be popular with people whose lives are busy with work or family commitments.
From the previous presentation by Ehsan and Aiman, we can observe that microadventure is a very good activity during the pandemic COVID-19. It is because there are a lot of advantages and benefits that we can gain, especially for our mentality and physicality. During the pandemic, most of us are getting stressed and also our body weight increase day by day. By doing the microadventure, we can overcome that problem. Unfortunately, microadventure is not allowed during the pandemic. If we still doing that, we will break the law of MCO, which means Movement Control Order. we will get fined for thousands of ringgit or we will go to the jail. Secondly, by having the micro adventure activity during the pandemic COVID-19, we will increase the possibility for us to get or carry the virus. That's why our government not allow it. So the question is how we can do the micro adventure activity during the COVID-19. Thank you.
I'll be talking about the ways to overcome MCO by performing micro activities at home. One of the methods that I came up with is actually having a camping activity in the backyard with family members, where we can take our tents out and have a nice day counting stars outside the house. It's also an effective way to perform a micro activity in the comfort of your home, following the SOPs, and actually family bond with the family during this hard time. My friend who's an adventurer also loves to perform daily routine as tasks. Once completed those tasks, he feels that he has achieved a sense of accomplishment, and it helps him drive on his day. So during these hard times, any sense of happiness is actually very good to prolong your day. So this is one of those activities that you can perform during these hard times. Thank you.
Now we're moving on to types of micro-adventures that can be done in the COVID era. First, we will be focusing on indoor micro-adventures. First and second of the list, learn a survival skill and build something. Nature may be the best classroom when it comes to survival skills and crafting, but practicing at home is a nice substitute. It can be from learning rope techniques, how to do first aid, or building shelters. Third, take on a physical challenge or exercise that can be done at home. Some examples are running up the stairs 70 times, or 30 press-ups, or yoga in general. We will now move on to outdoor micro-adventures. First, camping in the backyard. It is very close to home, in a very safe environment with basic facilities nearby. It is easy to conduct and can be done with stargazing at night. Second and third, biking and hiking can also be done in the current situation as long as a mask is worn and social distance is maintained. It is pretty low risk if you travel solo or small groups, and the activity makes you healthy, fit and happy as it releases endorphins, which are happy hormones.
So how do we encourage micro-adventures to the community? Well, there are many ways to do so, but we will focus more on what we can do during these pandemic times. For starters, we can promote micro-adventure through the means of social media by posting pictures or videos that can motivate the users to get up and do something. For instance, a video on crafting will encourage not only the young ones, even the adults will follow the video due to their curiosity. Besides that, adding daily tips such as an exercise routine can make the users break their repeated cycle and try something new, since one of the characteristics of micro-adventure is to explore new things and have fun. Even through social media, we can add in challenges for the users to do, like 30 push-ups in a minute. Many will try this challenge as a way to compete with another if they can or cannot do. Speaking of competitions, we can encourage the community by creating an event with tons of games and prizes. It can be in the form of photography, where users capture scenery from the exploration, or maybe a survival skills where they can compete their ability with others. Either way, it is possible for them to learn new things along the journey. And from this knowledge, it can be a fun and intuitive way to challenge their mind with trivia and quiz. As quoted by Walt Whitman, do anything but let it produce joy. Now let's go to Ali Ashraf for the conclusion.
To tie our presentation together, let's look at everything at a glance. We've seen that micro-adventures are simple, small, yet fulfilling adventures that common people can take on in their daily lives for the betterment of their own health and well-being. Its advantages over normal adventures are because it's more flexible, more affordable, and it is much more variable than normal adventures because it can be done both indoor and outdoor through a variety of activities. Now, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted adventures in general, but we can still carry out micro-adventures in our daily lives as long as the task at hand will give us a sense of fulfillment. Now we can continue to spread micro-adventure awareness through social media and by hosting virtual competitions on said social media. This has been Group 1 presenting about micro-adventures. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation.